Man, Pennsylvania is so dangerous. I should have brought my dog for protection. Oof. In this video, we're going to go over the 10 most dangerous places to live in Pennsylvania. Let's see what's behind door number 10.
Number 10 is Plymouth.
Don't do anything, guys. Just relax, all right?
Plymouth is a small suburb of Wilkes-Barre. The Scranton-Wilkes-Barre metro area, aka Wyoming Valley, isn't an economically thriving area to begin with, and Plymouth is one of the poorer communities. In Plymouth, the median household income is under $40,000 per year, and the poverty rate is 24%. Now, I'm kind of contradicting what I was saying earlier, but the best thing going for Plymouth economically is that it's a part of a mid-sized metro area, so it can at least lean on its neighbors some for its economic shortcomings. Plymouth grew off of the coal mining industry, and for many decades, it was a large coal mining hub. Until it wasn't. Coal mining mostly stopped by the 1980s. Since then, Plymouth has been slowly losing people every year, kind of like how a stockholder of iHeartMedia keeps losing money.
Wow, still taking shots at your former employer. Bitter much?
Hey, when I'm right, you know? What can I say? Plymouth had a population of nearly 17,000 back in 1910. Today it's down to 5,700. That right there shows you the timeline of when coal mining in this area was at its peak and when it all started to fall apart fast. Now, alright, so, about those crime rates. The violent crime rate is 830 per 100,000 residents, or about twice the national average, and the property crime rate is 1,902 per 100,000 residents, or about the national average. Oh, you thought that was a lot? Just wait until you see what's next. Number 9 is Harrisburg.
What do you mean by that?
Not even a fancy view of the state capitol building could save Harrisburg from this list.
Located on the banks of the almighty Susquehanna River, Harrisburg is in east-central Pennsylvania. And despite being the capital of Pennsylvania, it's actually closer to Baltimore than it is to Philly or Pittsburgh.
So, are you going to tell us anything useful?
Harrisburg was a classic, thriving Pennsylvania blue-collar town. Until it wasn't. The loss of manufacturing jobs is the main culprit to the downward spiral that the city has been in for decades. There's other reasons for the downfall too, of course, but it hasn't been until just recently that the population has stopped declining. Back in the day, Harrisburg thrived off of the steel industry. These days, the economy is led by state government jobs, healthcare, and logistics. Sounds great and all, until you see the 30% poverty rate. Usually when you come across an economically deprived city, it's a sign of many problems, not just one.
Gee, you think?
Including high crime rates. The violent crime rate is 917 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 2,022 per 100,000 residents. For some states, that would make Harrisburg the most crime-ridden city, but in PA, it's only in 9th place. So if you're from Harrisburg, at least you can rest knowing that there are 8 places with higher violent crime rates in your own state. That being said, I wonder what could be next on this list. Let's see. Number 8 is Philadelphia. Philadelphia! I was told that it was always sunny in Philadelphia. Liars. I was also told that it was the city of brotherly love. Also, liars. Damn! Look, I actually like Philadelphia. It's got a lot of things going for it, just not in the safety department.
Nope.
Just make sure you take some self-defense classes before you get here and you should be good. Visit to see the Liberty Bell, stay because your car got stolen. And now you're stuck at some street corner motel with a window AC that barely works because you also left your wallet in your car.
Someone should have stole your car when you were there.
The higher crime areas of Philly are generally in the northern and western parts of the city, or these neighborhoods. You know, neighborhoods like Kensington, Harrogate, Fair Hill, Allegheny West, Strawberry Mansion, and there's other pockets of the city that are high in crime as well, but generally it's the near north and west neighborhoods that are considered to be the most dangerous. Citywide, the violent crime rate is 950 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 4,827 per 100,000 residents. While the violent crime rate is 3 times the national rate, that property crime rate is more concerning. So if you have a car that has a plan like General Motors with OnStar, yeah, you might want to subscribe to that plan if you're going to be living here. Well, next up is a place that couldn't be any more different than Philadelphia in every sense of the imagination. Except for one thing, and I'll let you guess what that one thing is. Did you guess crime rates? Oh my, how did you know? Is it because this is a video on the most dangerous places in Pennsylvania?
Gee, you think?
Number 7 is Bradford.
Is that even a real place?
Yes, it's a real place. It's a real place that's just south of the New York state line in far northern Pennsylvania. So here's Pennsylvania, and Bradford is all the way up here. It's closer to Erie and Buffalo than any other medium to large sized city that there is. In other words, it's not close to any large city. It's not easily accessible at all. There's only 2 decent highways to get in and out of town, the economy here sucks, and the crime is sky high, especially for a town of less than 8,000 people. The violent crime rate is 970 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 2,900 per 100,000 residents. Usually when you see a municipality with less than 8,000 people with crime rates this high, it's usually an inner ring suburb in a large metro area. But not Bradford.
Nope.
This town's only industry is oil and gas. The creek that runs through town is lined with chemical tanks. The surrounding mountains and scenery is really the best thing that Bradford has going for it. You just wouldn't want to live here. Unless you like getting small town shanked.
That's not even a real thing.
Before we move on to the next place on our list, it's time for a word from this video's sponsor.
Break the law? Don't worry, we'll make it Al Right. Call Al Right Criminal Defense Attorney at 555-1212.
Number 6 is Monessen.
Never heard of it.
Monessen is 21 miles southeast of Pittsburgh along the almighty Monongahela River, or the Mon River, as lazy Pittsburgh news anchors like to say.
Shame.
Or as I like to say, the River of Tears. That's right, cry me a river that's full of tears that's made up of molten steel, because pretty much every town along this river is an old steel town. Well, back in the day, Monessen was a major steel manufacturing town. Until it wasn't. The Pittsburgh Steel Company closed their Monessen plant in 1982, and today there's a coke-making facility operated by Cleveland Cliffs. If you don't know what coke is, it's something that is needed to make steel, but it's not actually steel. Well, yeah. Moving on, the population here has dropped by about 15,000 since its 1930 peak, and still to this day, it continues to drop. And at the same time, the crime rate has gone up. Jeez, David, get to work. Fix that building already. It's not going to fix itself, don't you know? Good grief. Come on now. But yeah, anyway, the crime in Monessen, it's gone up. So much so that the violent crime rate is just over 1,000 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is not much to be concerned about. In places like Monessen, most of the crime can be tied in with drugs, like with this very unfortunate incident where a 2-year-old was involved. Yeah, are you sure that that's a coke plant in town, or is that a coke plant? Well, really, just about every town, city, village, or borough that's south of Pittsburgh along this river have found themselves in an economic downward spiral that's nearly impossible to get out of. It's sad, but it's real. And next up, we're going to bounce to the other mega metro area in Pennsylvania as the crime rates continue to go up.
Yeah, up yours. Don't be dissing PA.
Number 5 is Darby.
You let that sink in.
Darby is just southwest of the Philadelphia city limits and just north of the Philly International Airport. Darby is home to around 11,000 people. So it might seem small on paper, but it's more like an inner city neighborhood of Philly in the sense that it's all built up, densely populated, and it has a high crime rate. It's also surrounded by other inner ring suburbs that look and feel the same. The violent crime rate here is 1,028 per 100,000 residents, which is over 3 times the national rate. On the other hand, the property crime rate is over 3,000 per 100,000 residents. So yeah, visit because you made the wrong turn from the airport, stay because your rims ended up on Facebook Marketplace. And now you're stuck at Joe Schmo's tire shop in the heart of Darby waiting on a new set of rims to be installed, all at a cost of $2,500. But at least Joe Schmo's tire shop offered you some coffee so that you can stay awake and alert, so that's good at least. But yeah, hope you brought a book with you. Or these days, I guess it's more like noise-canceling earbuds. At least you're helping out the local economy by doing all of that, so you're doing a good thing because this place needs it. The median household income is under $40,000 per year, which these days doesn't do much for you, and the poverty rate is 30%. Not good.
Gee, you think?
There are jobs to be had nearby. The airport to the south employs thousands, there's a large industrial area to the east full of warehouses and other industrial jobs, so at least it's in a convenient location. For the next place on our list, we're going to be venturing not too far away.
Guys, this next place, it's going to come as a real shock.
Number 4 is Chester.
Be curious, not judgmental.
Chester is just southwest of Darby, and the two places have a lot in common. But is there any city in PA with a worse reputation?
Nope.
Not really. Chester has long been known for its high crime and poverty. In fact, many of you are probably surprised that there are 3 other places ahead of it on this list. Chester originally was a boomtown and an industrial hub during the late 19th and early 20th century. Industries were here such as shipbuilding, steel production, and there was even a large Ford assembly plant right here that saw peak employment of around 1,700 back in 1949. But not no more.
Nope.
Crime has gone down here over the years according to the most recent numbers, but it's nothing to celebrate because the violent crime rate is still more than 3 times the national rate. The violent crime rate is 1,030 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is under 3,000 per 100,000 residents. 10 years ago, that violent crime rate was more like 1,800 per 100,000 residents, so at least it's gone down some. Some people even called Chester the murder capital. It's definitely not that though, not even in its own state, at least not anymore. The economy here isn't much different than what we saw in Darby. The median household income is just over 41 grand per year and the poverty rate is just under 30%. It's hard to see the reputation ever changing for Chester, but things can happen. The crime is already lowered here drastically, we'll just have to wait and see if that can continue. Speaking of waiting and seeing, I've been sitting here waiting to see if you're ever gonna hit that like button or hit that subscribe button. Look, doing so is just gonna take a few seconds, so if you enjoy this type of video, it would be greatly appreciated by me if you just hit like and subscribe. So yeah, just do it already.
Just do it!
Thanks. Number 3 is Uniontown.
Is that a real place?
Oh, it's a real place, alright. A real depressing place. Uniontown is a little bit over an hour's drive south of Pittsburgh. For a long time, the place thrived off of the coal and steel industries. Until it didn't. Like most places on this list, Uniontown has declined significantly in population. The population was as high as 21,000 back in 1940. But not no more.
Nope.
Today it's more like $9,700 and still falling. Additionally, the economy here is atrocious. The median household income is among the lowest in the Commonwealth, that is Pennsylvania, at $35,000 per year, and the poverty rate is 27.8%.
Yikes.
And the crime rates? Those are even worse. The violent crime rate is at 1,060 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 4,005 per 100,000 residents. You don't get much worse than that for a town of less than 10,000 people.
Nope.
But you can get worse than that, even by staying in Pennsylvania, because the next place on our list is an even smaller community. Number 2 is Ambridge.
Bet you didn't see that one coming.
Not a place that I expected to find high up on this list, but it's here nonetheless. Ambridge is located along the Ohio River in Beaver County, northwest of Pittsburgh. Its population today is far from its peak. In 1930, over 20,000 people called Ambridge home. Today, it's home to less than 7,000. People have either moved to the surrounding nicer suburban areas, or they've left the area altogether. The town grew on a large steel plant that's no longer here. Downtown seems fine and all, at least to me. You know, the economy isn't necessarily booming, but it looks like utopia compared to some other places on this list. The median household income is $51,000 per year, which is still well below the national average, but the poverty rate is only a few percentage points higher than the national average, so it's really not all that high in comparison to other places on this list. Seeing those numbers makes the ranking for Ambridge seem even more odd, but it is what it is. The violent crime rate is 1,224 per 100,000 residents, which is nearly 4 times the national average. The property crime rate is much less concerning, however, as it's below the national average. But yeah, visit for the cute downtown, stay because your car got stolen. And now you have to bum $70 off of strangers so that you can get the hell out of here on an Uber because you're a clueless buffoon who left your wallet in the car while you checked out some shops.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
It's hard to believe that there's a worse place in Pennsylvania, but there is. Let's see what's behind door number 1. Number 1 is McKeesport.
I'm number 1.
Because of course it is.
Duh.
McKeesport is along the Monongahela River southeast of Pittsburgh. Not only is it one of the worst places that you can live in all of Pennsylvania, but it's the most dangerous in all of the Commonwealth, according to the most recent crime data. The violent crime rate is 1,647 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 2,783 per 100,000 residents. The property crime rate isn't as much to be concerned about, but that violent crime rate? It's like 5 times higher than the national average. The population here has gone downhill more than almost any other city in the US, with a peak population of 55,000 in 1940. McKeesport has lost 68% of that, as today it's home to just 17,000. A big reason for that is the decline in industrial jobs. Back in the day, McKeesport was known for the National Tube Works factory, which became the world's largest supplier of steel pipe.
It's a massive plant, one of the biggest in the world.
While the plant closed in 1987, layoffs begun way before that. These days, McKeesport is among the worst off places in Pennsylvania economically. The median household income is just $34,000 per year, which is like full-time work at McDonald's these days with their $15 per hour rates.
You should apply for a job at McDonald's.
Meanwhile, the poverty rate is among the highest that you'll find, not only in PA, but in the whole country, as it's at 32%. It's hard to see McKeesport turning things around one day, but they're going to have to do it if they want to survive. Sooner or later, everyone will have left town for greener pastures, and it'll be too late. Honorable mentions for this list includes Steelton, Sharon, Duquesne, and York.
All right, well, there you have it. Those are the 10 most dangerous places to live in Pennsylvania. Were you surprised at one or more of the cities that made this list? Were you surprised that there wasn't a city that made this list? Let me know down in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.